Jello Beats, holla at me.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. So today I am going to be talking about my issue with flexible dieting, or if it fits your macros. And the reason why I'm using my issue and not the issue with flexible dieting is purely because what I'm referring to is very relative to bodybuilders. Now, for the general population and for people that just use flexible dieting as a tool to generally lose fat, this doesn't apply. But for bodybuilders and physique athletes, or people that are wanting to, even like off-season gaining phases, muscle gain, fat loss, just wanting to take their physique to the top level or the best version of themselves, this totally applies. And this is my issue that I've seen a few times now, that I think provides me a platform to talk about it and just to spread my thoughts. So when we're talking about flexible dieting, it's quite commonly known now that flexible dieting, to me, means we are just tracking our carbs, fat and protein. We're tracking 3 numbers. What flexible dieting is not is fitting as much shit into those 3 numbers as possible, which it can quite easily be misconceived that, or it's a wrong perspective on the whole flexible dieting as an approach. It's not that, and it never will be that. However, the whole social media aspect of flexible dieting does really force some people to believe that, because what we see is what we think, and what we see of flexible dieting is unfortunately just the fun stuff. It's like showing your lifts off on Instagram. You're not going to show the cable curls that you've done at the end of the session. You're going to show the deadlift. You're going to show the big movements. So you're not going to show the boring foods that you eat. Anyway, that's the idea, okay? So we're tracking 3 numbers: carbs, fat, protein. Now, there's 2 things that I really think come into play when you are a competitive bodybuilder or wanting to take your physique to that next level. And those 2 things are going to be, in dieting phases, extreme hunger. In muscle gain phases, a need to maximize training performance. Now, a lot of the time when you're given 3 numbers, you're given these magical carb, fat, protein numbers that are going to soar you towards your goals. And whilst they are, and whilst nutrient timing to the most extent isn't the top of the tree in terms of the hierarchy of variables, obviously overall calories is going to dictate body composition the most. What I really do believe is that people forget the importance of advanced nutrient timing when it comes to being a bodybuilder. And this doesn't just mean when you eat your protein. It really does mean when you eat all your macronutrients. And this is going to come back to the idea that what we see is what we think. And when we're trying to create these awesome flexible dieting meals, a lot of people do what's seen as calorie backloading. They save calories to create these Instagram-worthy meals that look awesome, but they're quite calorie dense. So across the course of the rest of the day, perhaps around the training window, are they situating enough food around their training? It could be an argument that they're not. And if they're not, are they maximizing training performance? And I think a lot of the time I see people saving calories up until the evening, eating this huge calorie dense meal with Reese's cups and all this jazz on top. You know, and whilst that can increase adherence, and I've had clients do it before where they've saved calories for the evening, and you know, I've sort of said, you know, are you okay doing this? How's training performance going? And if training performance isn't diminished, or it hasn't taken an effect at all, like, fine, go for it. But a lot of the time training performance will go down the gutters when you're on low calories and you're saving a lot of those calories for that final masterpiece of a meal that's going to go on your Instagram and get 1,000 likes. Guys, I'd much fucking prefer to win a show than grow my Instagram as a result of putting up food porn in the evening. I'd much prefer to have a better physique on stage than put up some food porn. It's not even a question for me at all. But for some people, obviously, their social media and how they grow it is potentially through food. I very rarely post food pictures because my food's very boring. But that's because I am literally obsessed with situating my food in a manner that suits me as an athlete. So I eat to perform. My meal choices are situated around my workout to maximize training performance, and I've played about with this. So this is why I can't give you something that's going to work for everyone. If I said have this amount of carbs, have this amount of carbs, whatever, my preference is actually situating a high carbohydrate meal pre-training, very close to training, like 30 minutes pre. And a lot of people couldn't stomach that, the digestion wouldn't quite be there to stomach that. I was doing that throughout my off season, having a giant meal pre-training. I just loved that feeling, and it powers me through the session. And I have more food during my training because I have an intra-workout shake. And I just really do think that you should play around with things when it comes to maximizing training performance. If it's something you're truly wanting to do, in terms of like taking your physique to the next level and maximizing every variable, I really do think that you should focus or lay more weights, put more weight in making sure your nutrition is set up to maximize you as an athlete, as opposed to maximizing the growth of your food porn Instagram feed. Secondly to that is the idea of obviously extreme hunger when dieting, and this comes back to the idea of making sure that you're situating meals evenly across the course of the day. Now, Eric Helms will recommend that 3 to 5 boluses of protein throughout the day is probably going to be optimal in terms of situating enough protein to spike muscle protein synthesis and maintain maximum lean muscle mass. However, I would veer on the side of 5 to 6 for competitive bodybuilders that are really looking to tap into any percentage gain that they could make by situating protein across the course of the day. That can also lead to greater satiety, fullness, and make you potentially go through the diet with less hunger issues. So I'd always go to the max range on these things, guys. I wouldn't just sort of say, oh, well, Eric Helms says you can have 3, so that'll be fine, and I'll just save 120 grams of protein for my pre-bed meal because that's the way I want to do that. I just don't think that's going to be optimal, guys. So, quick chat. Hope you enjoyed it, and guys, share your comments below with regards to how you approach flexible dieting, how you involve foods, and maybe your approach, and whether you disagree with this or not. Like, I'd happily take disagreements as well as agreements. So guys, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Leave a comment with regards to any other topics you want to see, and we will chat soon. Cheers, guys.